Yeah. Hey everyone. Lacey and Alex here again. Last week went so well, and we had a ton of great feedback and a ton of people that were super excited about doing some resume feedback on live.
Yeah, and today we're super excited to host an incredible event specifically focused on community moderators.
Yep.
We get two CVs from our community from Discord. Super excited to go over them and helping people. We love doing that, and that's what these events are for.
Yep.
So, Lacey, what do you say? Let's dive into helping our first candidate.
Yeah, let's dive in. Or before we dive in, again, everything that's said during this live is just from Alex's and I's experience, given that we do have a massive Discord with a ton of jobs that come in every day, a ton of individuals who are always actively looking for resume feedback. The feedback that we're giving on these resumes today is really just based on that experience. So please take everything that we say with a grain of salt. Um, every resume is different. Every job seeker experience is different. These are all just opinions of ourselves. And all of these resumes that were submitted by individuals that want to have their resumes reviewed on live. So I think with that asterisk, let's dive in.
Yeah, and also every single advice that we give you, just think of this as ideas that you can implement into your CV.
Yeah,
It's not supposed to be like identical to how our vision is. The CV should look like. Just take it, just take those ideas and try to improve your CV. And we'll be happy
exactly.
if that's going to help. Okay, so let's move to our first CV. Okay, so let's start from the top.
Is this the entire? Did we block out anything or?
I did not block out anything. This
Oh,
is, the way it was sent to me over Discord from one of our community members.
got it.
Yeah. So, his Discord handle is Cyber. So, what I would start probably from the top.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if it's a Web3 job, if it's a Web2 job. I would highly recommend using your real name. Because first of all, this is if first and last name. Just have it there. And especially this is helpful if a company is putting those resumes into into a system like, and then they're trying to find it in like CRM
Mm-hmm.
system. It's gonna be easier if they have your first and last name.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about this, about anonymous resumes in the Web3 space. And, if you're applying to jobs on like Discord, you're applying to early stage projects, I think that's fine to have, that anonymous presence. But if you're applying to jobs that are on like Greenhouse or Lever or, through LinkedIn, I would also echo, recommending to use your first and last name. Or if you feel so compelled to continue to be anonymous, next to cyber, maybe put in parentheses anonymous, just so it's clear, hey, I want my resume to be anonymous, knowing that, in fact, during the hiring process, if they do hire you, they will have to know your first and last name to run payroll, like if you're in the US. So,
Yeah, and also I think that if you're trying to stay anonymous on your CV, this might decrease the chances of actually getting hired, and well, even chances to getting the first interview.
yeah.
Because any recruiter, any hiring manager, for example, if I would get the CV, and I actually got the CV, Cyber was asking if we're hiring for a community mod job. Unfortunately, at that
Mhm.
time, we don't have openings for community mods. We already have a community moderator on our team. So you
Which is
know
amazing.
if I would get this resume in AngelList, LinkedIn, I'll probably first question will be, why is the person trying to hide their identity? What are they scared of? Oh, that's me. That's kind of my thinking process. But again, Web3, I do understand this is kind of the new normal that some people are trying, well, hiding their
Yeah.
identity. But still, I would highly suggest to not hide it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move down. So, crypto marketing expert and NFTs shilling in social media marketing. As a headline, not bad. I would probably, how I would improve it. I would add some numbers, your achievements, something that's going to be catchy and will bring, your attention to
Yeah.
right away, because it's, big. It's a heading, it's big.
Yeah.
Try. This way it grab whoever is checking your resume, their attention.
Yeah. Yeah, I this is also my, again, my personal take. I personally hate in resumes when stuff is written in all caps. It feels like you're yelling at somebody through
Yeah.
your resume. It's I feel the same way about people that write in all caps on Twitter. Same way, it's it doesn't come off as super friendly. So my recommendation for this, keep that move that title, if you will, to lowercase. And also, echoing what Alex just said, maybe you know, social. You want to say you're, marketing in crypto. So maybe something a little bit more compelling would be like uh, marketing expert with over 400,000 likes on YouTube. You use those numbers, that are a little bit more compelling that just than just saying you shall.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of like that the email is also, it's a separate email specifically for the job. It says, cyber discord promoter at gmail.com.
Yeah.
It's saying basically what the person does. Kind of like it. What I don't like about this CV, well, this resume, just even before we go deeper, I don't like the structure. The structure, it does not look professional. It does not look the way a Web3 or Web2 resume should look like, because usually we have, I mean, the structure is different. There's job, well, we're gonna go deeper into that, but there should be a good description, like one to two, maybe like one paragraph or something about achievements and everything. So here we have career objectives. It's not really talking about your past great achievements, and it's different. So let me read it out loud. To succeed in an environment of growth and excellence, and earn a job which provides me job satisfaction, and self-development, and help me achieve personal as well as organization goals. um, does not, I mean, honestly, I would just take it out. Does not give me any useful information about who this person is, what are
Mhm.
they doing. There's no achievements here, nothing. This is just like literally nothing useful in a CV. And also, why is, like, I mean, my question is, when I was reading this, why satisfaction is capitalized, and for example, self-development is not capitalized?
Yeah.
Like, if you were trying to, kind of, s- put my attention towards satisfaction, that's great, but also self-development is also important. I would also, in this case, capitalize that, because for me currently that looks like a mistake that you did it
Yeah.
by an accident.
This is also a run-on sentence.
Yeah.
Run-on sentence with punctuation errors is like a big no-no. So something better in place if you wanted to keep this section, which I recommend, is leaning in towards the Web3 side of what you want to do. So, passionate Web3 marketer with experience in shilling large NFT projects, um, fascinated with Board Ape, and you know something else, something that something for this section is really meant to showcase what you did in a clear and what you've done in a clear and concise sentence, show your passion for the Web3 space, and any other achievements that you want to make sure you highlight. So there's a ton of opportunity and room for growth in this section right here.
What I would do, the way I would structure it, if this would be my resume, and if I would want to use this section, I would have just one sentence, very specific, of who you are, what you do, and then have three, maybe maximum four bullet points, which will say, for example, participated in a hackathon, name of the hackathon,
Mhm.
achieved this, moderated this community on Discord. It's crypto, NFT, doesn't matter. Well, just specify which one, and say, since I joined, I was able to achieve X, Y, and Z, for example. You know,
Yeah.
this would be helpful, and this would grab my attention. I would see which achievements you had. So this is the way I would structure it
Yeah.
personally. Next, and also everything is so big. Um, I mean, this is a what? How many pages? We have 2 pages. I would
Mhm.
honestly, I mean, make everything smaller. Like this sections. I mean, like social media, you can probably make it smaller. You don't need to
Mm.
make separate. And
Yeah.
here, career objectives. You don't need to make this separate fill. Gray fill. And the
Mhm.
underline, you can just make it smaller.
Yeah.
Uh, Social media. So there we have the social media channels. I would compress it. That's great. You have social media. My take, I would take this and probably put it somewhere on the top, maybe somewhere here, and just all in one line, and just have, for example, Discord. Just make it clickable.
Mhm.
Press on the word Discord, and it goes directly to your Discord channel. Well, to your Discord. Telegram, the same. You can do it. Twitter, you can also just have a link and just send people directly to Twitter. I
Yeah.
think this will be, this will first will take out the space, make it more compressed, and
Yeah.
will look more professional.
Yeah. So just move the section to the top under email.
Yeah. Yeah, or above the email, I would probably put it maybe somewhere here. Just, not, I mean, and also you can even make pictures, like small, well, not emojis, but like PNG pictures of like, Discord,
Mhm.
Twitter, Telegram. It's very simple, will not take much space. And it's
Yeah.
intuitive. People will see that, they can click there and they will go directly to your socials. Um, okay. So, skills and achievements. So there we go. That's a more interesting section. Community management. That's a skill, not an achievement. Well, let's see which. I'm curious about achievements.
Yeah.
So server management,
So
community.
your skill section for first should be at the bottom. It should be underneath your employment history. And skills you should have anywhere listed, again, depending on the type of job that you're going for. But in this case, for community management or moderation, you should have anywhere between like 4, maybe 7 bullet points. Like if you're an extensive bot builder, you probably want to list all of the bots and like tooling that you're experienced with. That's super important. So you're probably going to have more bullet points. But for a resume like this, um, the most important skills that you can list out of all of this are Discord. Discord, that's a skill.
Yeah.
What bots are you familiar with? What analytics tools are you familiar with? Um, because at the end of the day, if you are a Discord mod, you need to have those skills. And so, what I shy people away from with resumes like this are, hey, don't list these like soft skills, like event manager, adding a new member. I don't know what that means. Role assigned member. I understand what you're trying to say, but that comes with understanding Discord, right? Web
Right.
analytics, what web analytics tools, getting more specific and is better, because otherwise, like not on this resume, but in other resumes in the past, and Alex, I'm sure you've seen this too. People will list like blockchain as a skill, and it's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, are you a blockchain developer? If so, what blockchain? What tool? Maybe you're trying to convey like, I just understand what blockchain is. In that
Definition
case,
of
like,
blockchain.
yeah, like everybody in the Web3 space, if you're a job seeker, you probably should understand what blockchain is. So, if you're looking at like, hey, how can I cut down some of the how can I make my resume like one page, clear, concise, to the point, like really gives you a bang? Like I would suggest taking out blockchain, like in that sense, and being more concise with what you're trying to say. So, Alex, do you want to go through this and maybe say like,
Uh,
so they have
sure.
15 skills. Let's say like start with one: community management, keep or stay.
So, I mean, here, what I would say, first of all, there's a lot of things that are repeating themselves. So, event management here, then we have event management here. Why do you have the same thing, 2 times? Community moderator, community management, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference. Head collab manager, that's, well, you can kind of probably say that's an achievement, but there is no clear metric of like, okay, so how long you've been on this role? What have you done? I mean, hopefully that's going to be later in the resume where we have, the actual work experience.
Hmm.
Uh, From here, I would 100% agree with you, Lacey. Yes,
Yeah.
there should be Discord. Since you're talking about NFTs, I'll probably have maybe if you know how I mean, I would add NFT if you know how to mint them, if you know how to create them. I would
Yeah.
add that as a skill. I mean, this is great, especially if you're into NFTs.
Yeah.
Web analytics, that's a great skill, but that's first of all, that's a skill, a broad skill that does not give me any information.
Hmm.
The first question, yes. Which tools did you use? Google Analytics. What did you use? Without knowing that, I have no idea
Hmm.
if this person, for example, if I'm looking for someone who can moderate our, let's say, Discord channel plus run our analytics, I have, how do I know if he's using the same tools that we're using in our, day-to-day operations? So
Totally.
that is a big no-no. Customer engagement. I mean, honestly, if I would be, I'll probably delete 90% of what is here. A role assign members. No idea what is that. Discord channel, NFC gaming project promotion.
That's the same thing as above.
Does Yeah, so social media marketing, SMM, great. Does not give me any information. There should be what type of promotions did you use? Did you launch campaigns for you could I mean instead of this you can say launch Twitter advertisement campaigns. You know,
Yeah.
that's a clear skill. Or Facebook, Instagram, campaigns. Great. Google Ads, great. That's an actual skill because social media marketing it's huge. There's so many things about social
Yeah.
media
And
marketing,
even with, oh, sorry, go ahead.
and it's I don't think that you know every single social media marketing tool that is out there. I don't, for example, and I have bachelor's in marketing.
Yeah, I think with social media marketing, if you tuned into our live last week, there were a few there was one resume that we saw where um, they kept tying in the skill section into the experience section. So
Yeah.
for this, social media management probably super important to like your resume and like what you want to achieve professionally. Instead, if you wanted to clear up space here, um, in any of your previous jobs, did you do social media management? And if so, what tools did you use? And that would be a bullet point. So, like, for instance, used later.com to manage content for X amount of platforms, which allowed me to scale that those accounts by 40%. Like that would be more powerful than having skill number 9 here, which is just social media marketing.
And
So
also skill
again,
number two.
and advertising. Yeah. So like that would also be a bullet point in the experience section. So, like I think 100% like A for effort with, they're just trying, this individual is just trying to convey their enthusiasm for like, you know, the space and all of their skills. It could just be condensed into the experience sections and even like merged for some of this. Also, like again with customer engagement, I'll tell you, like you just said, customer success super important, especially if you're a community moderator or manager. Um, is there a ticketing system that you're familiar with, like
Like
HubSpot,
or
Salesforce? Yeah, like or the bots. Like we have a ticketing system in our Discord. That would be amazing to know if I'm looking at a resume. Hey, this individual knows how to use this bot that does ticketing. Amazing. I don't have to train them. Like that would be more powerful than just saying customer engagement.
yeah, 100%. And also, since you touched on customer success role, I just want to say I know that we have a lot of people that are looking specifically for community mod jobs. Guys,
Mhm.
remember that customer success is super, super similar to community moderating. So if you're having difficulties finding a job as a community, expand your search to also customer success because they're very similar. If you have experience as a community moderator, it's easier for you to get a customer success job because you know how to work with people and your resume will be closely related to customer success role. And I'm telling you
Mhm.
that as a ex head of customer success. So this is great, and I would look into hiring a community moderator as a part of customer success team. Okay, so now let's go into the work and experience. Okay, previous server blog. I have
Can
hard.
you show? I wish there was a way that we can show the proper formatting for this. Um,
I don't.
Does the next resume after this have better formatting than
It
this?
does,
It
yes,
does.
a much better formatting. Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to there, and we're gonna show it's
Yeah.
not ideal, but it's much better in terms of the way it should be organized.
Yeah.
So here, to be honest, this is again this section I'm looking at right now the first time, and I can say that I'm completely lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Previous server probably because there's
Yeah.
multiple. I mean, did you work in the servers? If
Yeah.
yes, what did you do? Discord moderating. If you did Discord moderating for all of those servers, I mean, I can say that's great. How many years did it take you to moderate all of them?
Yeah.
Uh, okay,
That's
so there.
this is also a major red flag for hiring managers, just an FYI. Like, I know it's super common within the Web3 space to have a ton of side projects and to be having your hands in, multiple things. But if you were a moderator at all of these servers, my first question would be, why so many servers? Were you just working 10 jobs? Were they rugged? Were you fired? This, like, the best in the next resume we'll show you like the proper formatting for this, because this is not the proper formatting. But if you were to like condense this, I would pick like the top 3 to 4, maybe 4, depending on a few factors, but 3 or 4 of like the best servers out of these, that you're most proud of, that you had the most impact in, and then highlight those versus just listing everything. Because with this, listing everything comes off as a red flag, even though I'm sure the intention was more so to impress a hiring manager that you've done all of these, or you've managed all of these servers, but that's not the case. So
And
in
that's
that one,
only
well,
in
yeah.
1.5 years. So that's not even like 10 years, for so
Oh,
many servers.
oh my
It's not,
gosh, 1 year and 5 months, all of those servers.
yeah.
Yeah, not good, not good. All right,
And
well, how about we
that's
pass over this? Yeah,
yeah,
and we'll show you in the
do
next.
the next one.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Oh, let me find.
Oh, we have a chat. Hey, John.
Hey, just give me 1 second. Let me reorganize it here. Okay.
Also, while Alex is organizing, great tip for making resumes. If you go to canva.com/resumes, you'll see like hundreds of templates to choose from. Canva's free for the most part. Some like functions and features you might not be able to use, but you get access to templates that you can just kind of plug and play with your current resume. So for the last resume, my biggest suggestion would also be to go to canva.com/resumes and rebuild the resume using one of those templates.
Yeah. So let's start. About this resume, again, this is a person from our community, and she reached out to me, and
Nice.
well, she was attending our LinkedIn workshop on Discord, and then
Cool.
she reached out to me to see if how can she improve her resume and also her LinkedIn page, and I was very happy to kind of give her some feedback, which we'll actually go over right now. Honestly, the first thing that I can say, just from what I see here,
Hmm.
it's not the right structure, the way the resume should be, but the picture that she has here, I don't know, maybe the colors, maybe just the way it looks. I mean, probably that's an NFT. I like it. And when I was looking this resume, I mean, the first thing that I was seeing is this, and pretty much, I mean, this is something that you know took my attention. I will remember the city after probably even 2 3 months. If I
Yeah,
was
I
seeing
love
it again,
this.
I'm like, okay, I saw it before. So
Yeah,
that's
I love this. I think I'm a big proponent. Not every hiring manager is like this, but me personally, big proponent of creativity in resumes. I love color. I love the structure of this just because it's different. It stands out. As somebody who looks at resumes all day long, it's fun to see like different formatting like this, especially if it's getting the same information across. And as a community manager/social media manager, like, versus like a finance position, leaning into the creativity here, I think is a big win.
yeah.
So kudos for at least taking a shot at showing your individuality within your resume.
Yeah. So just looking at this resume, like, we discussed the picture. Picture is great. I would make the picture smaller. I would make, first and last name much, much smaller. Put
Hmm.
it all into one line, decrease the fonts. You can leave it bold if you want. Community manager. I mean, what I like about this community manager, social media manager, right away understand specifically what this person is looking for.
Yeah,
I mean, that's great. That's awesome. But again, the headline, make it smaller, add some achievements. Say that, you know, as community manager for 2 years, 3 years experience, something like that. Just be more
yeah,
specific. And again, into one line and much smaller. Uh, okay, so on the side, contact information. Okay,
this is great.
this is great. I like it. I would probably just kind of move it maybe on top right here, put it into one line. Again, everything that I'm saying right now is saving space because this CV is massive in terms of length. This is a 3-page, resume. It's really big.
Hmm.
It should be 1 page. So that's why I'm giving ideas on how to make it smaller. I'll probably take out the blue and just have a picture on top, maybe like on the side here. First and last name right here, headline right below it. Why taking this out? Because you will be able to, instead of having this narrow paragraphs, it can be the entire line, which will be space saving.
Yeah,
Next, okay, let's go to profile because profile probably should go right after the headline. Profile. I'm bullish on Web3 with special strength in building and managing communities on the Web3 space. Um, I kind of like it. Okay,
yeah. I
I could.
totally get what you're saying in this, but I would shorten this, and it's in the there's an error. It's if you're saying this, it'd be in the Web3 space. So I would say I'm bullish in Web3 with special strengths in community building.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
you can eliminate the second Web3.
yeah. I'm quite stoked about the prospects of working with a goal-driven and based team, and can't wait to contribute my skills to the success of your community and project at large.
Yeah,
Um, I like the idea. I don't think it's necessary. I'll be honest,
yeah,
I don't think this paragraph is necessary. Try to save place.
yeah,
Um, this part, language, core values, all of this must be in the end of the resume. This is
yeah.
not the place for it. Like last bullet points, and also core values, honesty, integrity, team builder. I'm not even sure that you need a core value section. This is something extra which
Yeah.
you can say during the interview.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree. I think the only reason you'd if you were applying to like ethics positions or maybe legal, like maybe that would be a little bit more important and you'd expand on what this section is. But here, I'd hope everybody that's applying is honest and has integrity. So I think this is obsolete. So feel free to take that out. But languages, great. I don't think we've seen that on the past few resumes. If you speak other languages, you should definitely note that. Um, if you're like and here they mention native and proficient. That's great. It's great to know if you can speak other languages, especially when you're applying to jobs. um, so I would keep
And
that.
especially if you're a community moderator, if you know multiple
Totally.
languages, that's a huge plus.
Totally.
Okay, so let's go to experience. The Mod Academy 2022 till present.
Nice.
Yeah, community manager, moderator. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
foster
first.
team spirits
Yeah.
among my. Yeah, go ahead, Lacey. Go ahead.
Just before you dive in, I see you have the experience listed twice. But I see you were a community manager slash moderator once, and then a social media manager during another period of time. This is super common where you move up in ranks or you move departments or whatever that may be. Um, what I would do is in one of the bullet points um actually no, I take that back. I would just have put community management slash social media,
Yeah,
and condense it that way. And it will come up in the interview where we say, oh, what did you do for social media? Oh, what did you do for community management? And you'll have an opportunity there to say, hey, I started out as like as a social media manager and ended up, falling into community moderation. So that's why you see both of those combined, those titles. So that if you scrunch those together, will immediately help you free up some space on this resume.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and also even if you did it at the same time, because it seems to me that they might overlap between each other, that's fine. Just have
Would
it
be
all
nice.
together.
Yeah.
Because 2022 till present, and then July 2022 till August 2022, I mean, might overlap, and that's fine. That's not an issue. And also, this is just 1 month of experience, not even, well, just you can have one or two bullet points about it. It's not like a year experience. Okay, let's go to um. Okay, so kind of a red flag for me would be here. Kind of looking here, you know, March 2022 till June 2022. Why? I mean, it's so short experience. I mean, just very, very minor. Are you jumping from job to job? If yes, what's happening?
Yeah.
Try to avoid this. And
Yeah.
also, I can see that you're working two jobs at the same time. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this one is also till present.
Yeah.
You will trust me. You will get this question during the interview.
Yeah.
Why are you working two jobs, and how are you combining them?
Yeah.
Because nobody, I mean, when you're getting hired, they will ask. I mean, they don't want you working two jobs at the same time because you're first of all conflicts of interest because those jobs are in the same field. Moderating probably also
Yeah.
very similar to each other.
Well, and here, what may have happened is that like the project was rugged. So it's totally fine to write somewhere in this that what happened, like the project was rugged or project went under,
Yeah,
just to even like address it before you even get asked that question. And then expanding also on what you said, like in the Web3 space, we see a lot of like fluency in terms of people working different jobs and stuff like that. Totally fine. Everybody on the Meta Intro team, I'm sure, has hands in other projects, not during Meta Intro working hours. I encourage that as a boss. Not every boss encourages that. However, within Web3, I think you should be getting your hands involved in other projects because it's a great opportunity to learn, just not on Meta Intro's dime per se. So if that was the case here, I would also be prepared to like answer, hey, why did I work multiple jobs? Was it because, you know, this project was paid and this one wasn't? Were these part-time jobs? Be prepared to answer those questions because you will be asked why you were simultaneously working two jobs.
yeah, that's 100%. And also a big question is, which you should be also prepared just to make sure, if they will ask you, was there any conflict of interest between these two jobs? If yeah,
Yeah,
because if you will say yes, or they will understand that there was a conflict of interest, might be conflict of interests. This would be a big red flag, and they would say probably no, because they will be scared that something similar will happen with their job if they accept you.
yeah,
Okay, so we discussed that. And also, you can make the fonts smaller and decrease the amount that you have here. I mean, again, you don't have much experience, which is fine. You're in Web3, you're still, starting your career. That's completely fine. But still, the resume should not be that long. Don't think that if your resume is 3 pages, and has a lot of extra information which is not really needed, it's gonna be a better resume than a smaller one page, which will just be there upfront what you have and what you don't.
yeah.
Education, the Mod Academy, I would take this out. This is not needed. This is not needed.
What? Oh my God, I totally disagree. I think all of it
I
should be
would
on.
just leave the university. I mean, because she, like, for example, this is already mentioned on the top. This is right here. The Mod Academy, it's right here.
Mhm.
I mean, this is, in my personal opinion, extra space. But I would love to hear your version. Why
Yeah.
would you leave it as an educational space?
Yeah, so Learn.io, shout out to Luis because I know he works really hard on building out his courses. Learn.io is an online platform to learn about community management, and it's a course base. So I always recommend people who are going through online courses to mention it. Like, did you go through Build Space? Did you go through Learn? Because that shows that you're actively learning about the Web3 space. So this one is a little confusing, just given that like Mod Academy is also mentioned up top, and Learn.io has multiple inputs here. So if you were again trying to condense space, I would put what like I'm just a little confused about like what it was. Was it a certificate? Was it
Yeah,
a
it seems to
course?
me that there is a certificate right here.
Was that what that is? Oh,
Actually, wait, just
oh,
curious.
cool. That's
Okay,
awesome. Very
so
cool.
let me just pull it up. So yeah, that's dealing. Okay, okay,
Nice.
cool.
If
Yeah,
only she had a resume wallet to be able to put this in.
yeah, yeah, this
But
would be amazing, right? Just
I'm
mint an NFT for that experience.
I know. I know this comes out as an NFT too, so she probably just doesn't have an efficient way of showing her NFTs to hiring managers.
Oh, you
So
know that's gonna change soon.
yeah. So classic example. So if you're listening to this, our wallets will be out soon. Taking the opportunity to shill meta intro for 5 seconds with this perfect example. But again, I would be specific on the courses that you went through. Like, okay, so basics of monitoring a crypto community. Um, like, was that a course? Just try to be a little bit more specific because otherwise, I would be confused why it was listed under experience and education.
Yeah. Okay, so we got this section. Let's go to skills. Um, okay, creation of Discord server with proper automation and security setup. I like it, but I would definitely add which tools did you use, which bots did you use, because
Mhm.
how did you automate it? Be more specific, which, like, how did you do it? Lacey, your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Um, I would just put this down into like more bullet point format. So skills being like just quickly scanning through this.
Hmm.
Discord, Twitter analytics like TweetDeck, Canva is not. I don't know. Can you get analytics out of Canva? I don't know.
Um,
Calendly is not. A Twitter is not. Oh, I see. I'm reading this bullet point wrong. Proficient with tools such as Twitter analytics. Put this all into bullet points. You don't have to say proficient in, proficient in. You can just list it. Again, this section is meant to be like a list, if you will, of just like items versus like full sentences. Unless you're a developer, I've seen skill sections similar to this where it's like it needs to be longer sentences like this because you're explaining what you know how to do. But for this, I think you can minimize for sure.
yeah, and there is, like, for example, proficient navigating through crypto exchanges like Binance, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, etc. I don't think you even need that. I mean,
Hmm.
um, that's it is experience. It is cannot call this a skill. This is more as an experience
Yeah.
of knowing how it works. But yeah, so yeah, try to condense it and just be more specific. Which tools? Like this one is great. This is good. So try
Yeah.
to kind of work from here and just make it much much smaller. Okay, interests, community management, Discord. I don't think that's. What do you think about this section? I rarely see the section of interests.
Yeah.
I would probably take it out. My personal thoughts. What do you think about it?
Yeah. This reminds me of the resume we saw last week where the individual was also like a flight attendant,
Yeah.
which was super cool, right? Like just to know that, like about somebody going into an interview, hey, this person also has probably been to like 50 different countries because they like were a flight attendant. Like
Mhm.
that would be more of like a hobbies section type bullet point. The
Mhm.
interests here can be condensed and put into, those 2, 3 sentences at the top of the resume where you have that like about me section. Interest here, like, are you a flight attendant? Do you, roller skate? That's kind of where something like this would go. But I think you can mix this and merge it with that about me section.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And just, for just 1 second,
Hmm.
this girl was also asking me to review her LinkedIn, and I did. And I just
Oh,
wanted to show,
awesome.
just, I have it right here. Just, we're gonna spend like maybe 2 minutes max,
Yeah,
just a kind to
good.
go over it. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Yeah,
That's
I can make
awesome. Are we gonna start? We should. Um,
LinkedIn workshop.
yeah.
I think we have one scheduled, or
Do
maybe
we?
not. I need to check. I think we do,
Awesome.
because I mean we have four more upcoming. Okay, so for this one, as I was speaking during the LinkedIn Discord chat,
Hmm.
I love the background pictures, but for example, this one, I don't really, I mean, it's great that it tells me what exactly this person's trying to do. I don't like that it's not a very high quality picture first.
Yeah.
And you can go much more creative on this.
Yeah.
You can create an amazing Web3, maybe like you can put there an NFT, something cool, and also you can have somewhere on the bottom like community moderating,
Yeah.
um, or something like that. So you can make it more creative, make it better. Because
Use
this one, I kind
Canva.
of like, okay,
Yeah.
doesn't grab my
Canva
attention.
for this. Yeah. Take the opportunity. I can't remember who maybe I was watching like a YouTube video or something about somebody who was like optimizing their Twitter, which was ton of fun to watch through that. Um, you know what YouTube video that was?
No.
Taylor's is
Oh
his
yeah.
newest video.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
If you
Nice.
follow us, yeah, if you follow us on YouTube, sorry guys. If you follow us on YouTube, there's a new series out called "Landing a Job in Public" or "Landing a Web3 Job in Public," and we have a guy Taylor who's actively looking for like a DevRel role within Web3. And the latest video he just dropped was optimizing his social presence, and through a part of it, he talks about his Twitter profile and optimizing it. And same thing applies here with LinkedIn. It's just a different medium. Your banner is the first thing people see next to your profile pic. And so here, like, I get that you're trying to convey a community manager. Let's do it with more color. Let's do it, a little bit more high quality. What can somebody get from like following your page or connecting with you? There's really an art to making that top banner. So if you have a chance, go to our YouTube, look at the latest episode, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about because this is a great opportunity to sell yourself to a hiring manager. So I would spend a little bit more time on this banner.
Yeah. But I like the profile picture because I
Yeah,
can
that's great.
see, who she is. That's great. I love the open to work. This right away tells me that, I can reach out to her if I need a community manager and, she's open to work.
Yep.
That's great. Community, okay, let's go here. Okay, first last name, that's great. Community
Mhm.
manager. Here I would just add the same as in the CV,
Yeah.
more specific. uh, Community manager, 3 years experience, something like that. This will get my attention. I'll be like, wow, okay,
Mhm.
she has experience even before going down to the work um, section.
This
Yeah,
also must be a new LinkedIn because she only has 36 connections or 35 connections. So it must be new, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. And also, you don't. I mean, always try to use this section. I'll try to use this section a little bit more. You know, add something cool there, something catchy, something that will grab my attention right here. Because this, for me, this is nothing. It does not grab my attention at all. What's that? Okay, so activity is perfect.
Great.
You have an activity section. You have something cool here. I can go through. I mean, we don't have time for that right now, but I mean that's great to have. About section. This is an important section. I'm experienced and well-trained community manager and moderator in the Web3 space with a good knowledge of tools needed to carry out an effective management of any community. Good, but I mean, anybody can say that. Try to make some proofs, some bullet points, which will tell me that why your experience, how many years, and such. Just be more
Yeah.
specific.
I'm I wanna after this, I wanna show either my LinkedIn or Katya Dean's LinkedIn because those are both, like, pretty optimized in terms of, like, what a solid LinkedIn profile looks like. More so Katya's, not mine, but, uh Okay,
Sure.
keep
Sure.
going.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, basically, be more specific. Add something fun, like what Lacey said, flight attendant.
Hmm.
Add something like this into the about section. And
Yeah.
if I was in your about section, I would definitely remember you afterwards because I'd be like, wow, that's cool. This person traveled or something. Okay, so now let's go into the experience section.
Hmm.
Social media manager, 10 months, Web3,
Yeah.
remote academy contract. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I like about it is that her resume has the same information. It
Yep.
does not go against her resume. Content writer. I don't think I saw this in the resume. I
Hmm.
was a part of this. Well, again, it was only 3 months. It's not major.
Yeah.
Uh, Okay. University. Okay, you have the university filled out. That's great. Volunteering, cool. Citizen healthcare service. Okay, I mean that's
Yeah.
great. You just volunteering work. Social media management. You have some skills. You have 12 skills here. Maybe expand on the skills. I'm pretty sure there could be more than 12 skills.
Yeah.
Uh,
You should try to get people to endorse you too. That's
mhm.
like a nice to have. That's definitely not required. But you'll see, like people, for instance, on my LinkedIn, a ton of people have endorsed me for skills. Um, Again, not required. Nice to have. Beefs up your LinkedIn profile, makes you look a little bit more legitimate.
And I love this section. I'm sorry that I interrupt you. Recommendations.
Nice
Great. That's really really good.
projects.
Good.
Great
What are
awards. Great.
good to have?
Hmm.
Good interests. Yeah, that's great. I mean, maybe follow some more people that are specifically in Web3.
Yeah.
Maybe like just like like CZ for example. He's super big in crypto, Binance.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's pull up your page real quick.
Let's tear up mine. There's one or two sections that I totally would change. I don't spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, so like Twitter's more kind of where I live, but in terms of setup, there's some other things that I've added to my profile that would be probably helpful. So, if you so obviously on all of my social channels, I promote Meta Intro. So the my banner looks a little bit different. My Angela list looks a little bit different. So take that with a grain of salt. If I have an opportunity to promote it, I do. If you scroll down,
Mm.
um, the
Let me
section
know.
that I wanted, yeah, the section I wanted to call out was the featured section. Not every, I take this back. So the featured section is a great way to list like articles, links to your work, links to your like resume. I see people like heavily use this section. So if you have, let's say, for instance, you're a content writer and you want to link your work, use this section to do that. If you're a moderator and you've written articles on being a community moderator, use this section to pin that, because people do look at this. So if you,
Activity section, great, love it. Um,
yeah,
Experience, obviously. I mean, you have great experience across different fields.
sometimes, yeah, keep scrolling down.
Great education, great, volunteering, great skills. So you were talking about, getting
The
endorsed.
endorsements.
So
Yeah,
38 people, 34 people,
yeah,
amazing. You have 23 skills, great
yeah. I
recommendations.
should update that because that's definitely not current.
You have,
Um,
you have,
Facebook being a skill, definitely not current. That's funny. All right.
recommendations. You don't have any, but I can give you
Alex,
a
you'll have to
recommendation.
write me a recommendation. That's funny. Courses. Yeah, that's outdated too. Wow. Languages,
You speak
organization. Yeah, a little bit.
nice. Do you know that? Wow, four
Yeah.
languages. That's nice. And again,
So,
this is a great section to have. The previous, I
yeah.
think she didn't have the language section, even though she speaks two
Yeah.
languages. So
She should
add
have
the
that.
language section. It's a great way to promote
In-
yourself.
Interests. Zach Coolius, if you're listening, I'm probably in your email inbox. Um, and then causes. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Um,
I
If you go also to Katya Dean,
I
Katia,
Kati.
and then Dean, yeah, that's my
Uh,
girl.
the
Yeah,
first one, right?
yeah, she has done a great job optimizing her LinkedIn.
I love the
I've seen
profile
it grow.
picture. I love the
Yeah,
profile picture.
it's fun.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's definitely. I'll remember it.
Yeah, like it's very bright,
Yeah,
and I think that stands out, especially because you scroll through on dark mode. Um, that I mean, it still pops on mine, even though I'm scrolling on light mode. But
and also Web3 colors.
yeah, very
So
Web3. I love this. Yeah,
yeah, the
looking at
background
and
I like it.
yeah, looking at all the followers she has and the connections too. Like if you're looking for connections on LinkedIn, um, look for people that you can connect with. Chances are your friends are on LinkedIn, colleagues are on LinkedIn, HR recruiters doesn't hurt to try to connect with them. Um, so try to grow that because there's nothing wrong with your LinkedIn profile looking new. Depending also on where in the world you are, but um, your profile looks more sturdy. If you have a ton of connections.
Yeah. Yeah, and also here, what I was talking about in the previous one, build 12 smart contracts. So, she has,
Yeah,
a specific number. So that's clearly an achievement. And if I'll be looking for someone, for instance, that needs to build smart contracts, this would be a good selling point for me. I'd be
yeah.
like, wait, there's experience right there.
Oh, look, she has a link. Learn more at portfolio.
Yeah, so
I
she
didn't know
also,
you could do that. That's cool.
yeah, so she also has a portfolio, which is great. Featured. Okay, that's I love this section. So similar to your section where you have featured. So yeah, I would highly recommend adding a featured section if you were attending any big events where you've been speaking or you're mentioned in any newsletter or anything, or maybe you
Yeah,
wrote a newsletter. Have it here. Activities, great.
yeah.
I mean everything is great. I mean there's nothing that I can even
Yeah. Oh,
about. I love
wow. Look
I
at that.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an amazing about section which has what I was talking about, bullet points. Well, certified NFT expert, amazing.
Yeah.
Certified metaverse expert, amazing. Certified metaverse security consultant.
I know.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's and each point, like for example, every single point here, it's a selling point for me because I
Totally.
can see that she has great experience in Web3 space and she knows what she in the space. So yeah, and honestly, this is great. If you guys are looking to upgrade your LinkedIn page, go to go to her LinkedIn page, KTD, and just use it as a template. It does not need to be identical, but just great. I mean, every section here, I'm pretty sure was reworked multiple times to
Yeah.
achieve this level of success.
Yeah.
So yeah, use this. Use all the resources that you have. So yeah, about section is phenomenal. I love it. Experience. I mean, it's honestly great because every single experience section also has a explanation what exactly she did in each position.
Hmm.
For example, here build 12 smart contracts. I love that she starts right away, straight to the point. Build
Yeah.
12 smart contracts without just a lot of different stuff which is not even super relevant to what she did there. I love it. And then if I want to expand, there's more information about it. That's perfect. And also she even has some pictures here, which is good,
Yeah. That's great.
proving the achievements as well here. 4 years, 11 months, great. 1 year and 3 months here, 7 months, but she's still working there. So this is amazing. This shows to me that she's not, jumping from job to job. 2 years and 6 months here.
Hmm.
Um, perfect. 1 month here, but this is again boot camp students and 12 more experience. Again, I love this profile, experience, everything. There's no red flags for me when I'm looking at this LinkedIn. Education super clean, nothing extra. University, well, just university education, great. um Volunteering, Honestly, I like the section volunteering. I like when people are volunteering and doing something during their free time. So public speaker. So looking here, I can pretty much say that this person will be a great public speaker.
Yeah.
You know, if I need them to do anything related to that. Licenses. Wow, 32 licenses and certificates.
Yeah. Well, she's also in the security product management area. And so there's a lot of certifications that are required
Mm.
to be able to do what she does. However, she has taken everything to the next level in the Web3 space and loves going through certifications and going through boot camps and stuff like that to really like upskill her resume. And so it's very transparent here that she does that. Like she's willing to go in and learn something new. So that's great. This
Oh,
is an awesome section.
I love it. Skills, 50 skills. Great.
Nice.
Let's see if anybody endorsed it. I don't think anyone actually endorsed it, but this is something that she can work on. At least
Yeah,
something from the CV that she can work on,
that's
because
great.
there's nothing else that I can say that needs to be changed in any. Okay, great. So yeah, we went through this. Recommendations, 77
Nice.
recommendations,
Nice. That's great.
and I'm pretty sure that each one is a real one, and it's really good.
Yep.
I will not even go through them. I'm pretty sure they're great. Publications. Um, okay, so she had a publication. Great. If you have publications, make sure you include that. That's great, especially if you're applying for a Web3 job and your publications are in Web3, do it. Honors awards. Okay, great. She has that. Languages, English, good. And then, interests. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that's that's amazing. That's an
This is great.
amazing profile. Nothing, I mean, again, nothing that I would change here. From my experience, nothing. Maybe just endorse skills, but that's it. That's just something that something that we can put out there. Okay, Lacey, anything else that you want to cover before we finish this live session?
No, I think this has been great. Do you want to go over the events that we have coming up?
Sure. Actually, just give me 1 second, and I will pull up. So I'm going to be very specific about which events we have upcoming and their dates. So the next event that we're having is navigating the crypto Twitter, which I think is going to be an amazing workshop because we're going to show you exactly how to utilize crypto Twitter to find great job opportunities in Web3 space.
Yeah.
That's going to be happening on December 28th. That's a Wednesday as well, 10 a.m. PST. So guys, join. It's going to be super insightful. Then the next one that we're having is right a week after that. Maximize your LinkedIn presence. So it's going to be specifically covering LinkedIn. We're going to go more in depth than what we were speaking today about. And that's going to be on January 4th, 2023, 10 a.m. PST. Also, we'll try to add as many insights and examples as possible. And we'll
Hmm.
try to cover multiple profiles, specifically of people that will reach out to us in our community.
Yeah.
And then we have one more, which is stand out in a Web3 job market with a great cover letter. So we're going to be going over what is a cover letter, why you need cover letter, going to go through some examples, and then we will show you, a great cover letter, and we'll explain why it's great and how to make a good one that's going to work for multiple jobs instead of writing a new cover letter for every single job, because there's
Yeah.
many times when you can just make one and modify it slightly to make
Mhm.
sense for other companies. Yeah, and that's going to be on 11th of January 2023 at 10 a.m. PST.
Nice. And if you want your LinkedIn reviewed for that upcoming LinkedIn event, just go into our Discord and open up a ticket and say, hey, I want my LinkedIn profile reviewed. This way, somebody on our team will see it and we'll put it into the list of profiles that we will be reviewing. And if you're watching this stream after it's been live, if you're just watching the recording of it, go ahead and make sure you hit subscribe, like, all of the buttons on the bottom except for the dislike button, and leave comments below on how we can make these videos better. If there's any other types of resume reviews you want us to do, if you want us to be more detailed on certain sections, leave the comments below so that we can adjust our videos and make these fun and educational. Because at the end of the day, the whole point of these videos and doing these lives is to help you upskill and level up your resume. So with that, I don't have anything else. I think those are my closing thoughts.
I will just add two thoughts from my side. Guys, please, if you have any topic that you want us to cover,
Yep.
please comment below, and we will be super, super excited to, dive deeper. Even if we have no idea what it is, we'll get educated on that topic and make a
Yeah.
great video for you. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching, and then we're gonna see you next week, Wednesday.
Great. See you next week, guys.